All right, everybody, it is a brand new day, and today I am just basically starting my trip, but I didn't actually have to work a leg today. I just kind of positioned to Charlotte, so I am starting a sequence of trips out of Charlotte tomorrow, and they wanted me to be here tonight because my flight is at around 10:45 in the morning. So I am gonna get some rest tonight, and I am doing basically trips in and out of Charlotte for the next 3 days, which is just really funny because I was here last week doing trips out of Charlotte, and now I'm here this week doing trips out of Charlotte. And as you all know how much I love Charlotte, which I don't. But anyway, I think it'll be fine. I actually kind of got the hang of flying in and out of here. It's a really busy airport, and I think I got it now. So I'm actually excited to fly here again because I already know what to expect. But anyway, that's it for right now. I am going to shower, change, eat, and then basically just go to bed and be ready to go in the morning. Talk to you guys then. Alrighty, everyone, I am in Louisville. Just worked the flight here, and I flew, so that was fun, and I did the landing. It was awesome. And now I'm gonna have some overnight oats and just chill and relax until my next flight. It's not till 3 p.m. departure, so I will head out to the airplane at around 2. Right now it is 12:45, so I have about an hour and 15 minutes, and then I will see you guys later. I'm actually going to Winston-Salem. I used to live there.
So I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my soul. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made us out.
Alright, everyone, so now I'm actually back in my hotel room. It's the same hotel that we stayed in last night, and we have about a 15-ish hour layover, so quite a long time actually. Basically what I did today was I went from Charlotte International Airport to Louisville, Kentucky. Then we flew a basketball team to Winston-Salem, and then we took the plane back from Winston-Salem to Charlotte. So 2 flights were empty, 1 flight was full of passengers. So the first flight was empty, second flight, Louisville to Winston-Salem, was full, and then that flight coming back to Charlotte was empty. So this is my first time actually ferrying flights before, so that was kind of cool. And it was also my first time doing a charter flight because we flew a basketball team from Louisville to Winston-Salem, so they basically chartered the plane, the team did, and that was my first time doing that as well. And then tomorrow morning, we are actually flying an EAS route, which is the Essential Air Service route from Charlotte to one of the locations in Alabama. I can't remember what the city is called, but I'll figure it out by tomorrow. And then we're going there in the morning, and then we're coming back to Charlotte, ferrying the plane back to Winston-Salem to then take that basketball team to Louisville and then bringing the airplane back to Charlotte. So tomorrow's going to be a 5-leg day. So that's going to be the most I've ever flown in my life tomorrow, but not necessarily hours. It's just going to be the legs, so the up and downs that I'm going to be doing. But anyway, today was a great day. It was 3 flights, and I'm back in Charlotte at the same hotel that I was at yesterday, so pretty easy in and out process. And yeah, still not a huge fan of Charlotte, not gonna lie there, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm just going to eat something and chill for a little bit, look at my flight plans for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna head to bed. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everyone. So I am currently at my gate in Charlotte, but we don't have an airplane here, so we are waiting for the airplane to be towed in from an area that we parked at last night, which was kind of like in the middle of nowhere at like a hangar. So now we are waiting for that airplane to get brought to this gate so we can take it. And yeah, let's see what happens. Also, we are going to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, so it's about an hour flight there and then right back to Charlotte. So it's going to be a quick turn. As soon as the plane gets here, I'll do the walk around, we'll get everything set up, and then we will head out. I will see you guys a little bit later. All right, everyone, I am currently in Charlotte, and we just went to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and then back to Charlotte, and now we have to go to Winston-Salem, then Louisville, then back to Charlotte. So 2 out of the 5 legs are complete. I still have 3 more legs to do, and it's already 5:30 p.m., but all these other legs are quite quick and pretty short, so it won't be that long. But anyway, we're gonna have a long day. Still have 3 legs to go, like I mentioned, so it's still got a little while to go. But anyway, so far so good. Everything's been great. There is a little bit of snow in Louisville, so we have to be prepared for that. But other than that, everything is pretty good. Alrighty, I will see you guys later tonight. Good morning, everyone. It is a new day, and we actually ended up getting stuck in Winston-Salem last night because going to Louisville, the weather was terrible, and we ended up having to cancel the flight and postponing it to today. So now I'm just waiting because our airplane was left outside and it's absolutely frozen. So we have to wait for the ice to melt off. We're gonna get moved into the hangar. There's no de-icing equipment here because it broke. So now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. But of course, everybody already knows that the flight's delayed. So now we're just gonna wait and see when we'll be able to take off. But the weather is looking better, so that's promising. Alrighty, I will let you guys know what happens a little bit later. All right, made it to Louisville, and well, it snowed here. I am on the other side of the FBO because I saw all the cars here with all the snow on top, and I thought that was kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this in my life, honestly. I've never seen cars covered with snow like this. So anyway, this is kind of cool. We finally got out of Winston-Salem, which was great, and now we're here just waiting to fuel up, and we're taking the airplane back empty to Charlotte. So let's get out of here so I can get back to Charlotte, and then I can get the heck out of there and I can go back home. Alright everybody, I am back here to film an outro for this video since I cannot remember for the life of me to record something at the end of my trips. So after this trip that I finished working in Charlotte, they sent me back to Fort Lauderdale, meaning they basically paid for me to be a passenger on a plane to come back to my base, which is Fort Lauderdale. So I think that by the time I'm flying on the plane as a passenger to get back to my base, I kind of de-wind and I get tired and I just kind of forget that I'm recording. So that's basically what's happened the last few trips, and I just kind of want to go home at the end of it. But anyway, so this trip you saw a lot of first times for me, and one of the big firsts was a actual cancellation of one of the flights. So due to winter operations and storms and bad weather in one of the locations that we were going to, we did have to cancel one of our flights, and that forced us to get stuck in Winston-Salem for a night. Of course, the basketball team that we were flying was very understanding considering that it's a weather situation and it is out of our control. So they stayed another night in Winston-Salem. We waited a couple hours for things to be operating properly. Like I mentioned, the airplane was basically frozen over. Since the plane was not supposed to stay in Winston-Salem, we did not have previous arrangements already made in order to have the plane in a hangar. So the plane had to stay at the airport outside overnight. And due to it staying outside overnight, there was icing all over the wing because it rained and the rain was freezing, so it froze and there was basically frost all over the wing. So then we had to put the airplane into a hangar that was heated, which then melted off all of the icing. Also, Winston-Salem does have de-icing equipment, but fortunately, it actually broke a couple weeks prior to us getting there. So that was also unplanned for. So because of all those situations, that caused a little bit more of a delay. But once the ice was all melted off, the airplane was good to go. The weather was actually perfect, and the runway conditions in Louisville and overall airport conditions were solid, so therefore we were able to make the trip and it was safe. So that's really our main priority, is safety, and that's what we got. So it all worked out, but it was a first for me in dealing with winter operations and dealing with a cancellation. I did deal with winter operations in Chicago. We had to de-ice, but it was so structured and it really didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. We just were kind of put into a queue to wait for our turn to get de-iced and then anti-iced, and then back into the queue to go back to ground, to then go back to tower, to then go back to the runway to depart. So it really made sense over there. But in this situation, since there wasn't really de-icing equipment or a de-icing crew for that matter, it was kind of just all put on us, the pilots and the crew overall, that it kind of made things a little bit different, and you kind of had to think outside the box. But anyway, it all worked out. Everybody was lovely. We had a great crew, and the operations in Winston-Salem and Louisville and really everywhere that we were at were great. So it all worked out. But anyway, that's it for this video. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Beijinhos. Ciao, ciao.